Hi friends, a marvelous, magnificent Monday to you. It is episode 4 of Prince I Pal Science. Principal Science is going to come up and tell us what we got going on today. We're going to read a story about pajamas. Magic, perfect pajamas. I wish those existed. Prince I Pal is going to do a little mindset. We're going to learn about Archimedes Principle and how or why boats float. I've always wondered about that because I'm kind of afraid to go on a big boat. And we got vocabulary, and we're going to introduce you to Archimedes and tell you a little bit about him as well. It's going to be a great episode. I hope you enjoy. Prince I Pal Science. Pajama Day by Robert Munch. Andrew's old pajamas were full of holes, so his father took him to get new ones. They went to a store and Andrew said, "Yuck, these pajamas don't feel right." They went to another store and Andrew said, "Yuck, these pajamas do not smell right." And they went to another store and Andrew said, "Yuck, get this, these pajamas don't taste right. I'll wear my old ones." So I never tasted my pajamas. His father took him to one more store. Way in the back was a rack that said, "Perfect pajamas." Andrew looked at the pajamas and said, "All right, they look okay." He smelled the pajamas and said, "All right, they smell okay." He tasted the pajamas and said, "All right, they taste okay." So his father bought the pajamas. The next day was pajama day at school. Andrew put one foot into his new pajamas and yawned once. He put the other foot in and yawned twice. He put one arm in and his eyes closed. And he put the other arm in and he fell asleep. So it's pajama day at school, and he's putting his pajamas on at school. Okay, that's kind of weird, but it's not how I would do it. This was very strange because it was only 9 o'clock and Andrew's teacher put him in the back of the room and said, "He'll wake up in a bit." It's kind of very kind teacher there. Andrew slept until recess and his teacher started to get worried. And he slept until lunch and the principal started to get worried, and he slept all afternoon, and even the kids started to get worried, and at the end of the day, the teacher called for a doctor. The doctor bonked Andrew on the knee and looked in his ears and looked in his eyes, and she said that he was fine, but Andrew was still asleep. Then Andrew's big sister came to walk him home from school, and she said, "I'm going to call Mom." Andrew's mother took one look and said, "I see what's wrong. He's wearing perfect pajamas." She took Andrew's arm out of the pajamas and he yawned, and she took his other arm out of the pajamas and he opened one eye, and just for a second, and she took out one foot and he opened both eyes, and she took out the other foot, and Andrew jumped and said, "Is it recess yet?" The principal came in and said, "What's going on here?" "Look," said Andrew's mother. It was perfect pajamas. They made Andrew sleep. "These are perfect pajamas." "That's crazy," said the principal. "I say there's no such thing as perfect pajamas, and I'm a principal, so I know everything, and I know it twice." It's not true about principals, by the way. Just to be sure, the principal decided to try them out. The principal looked at the pajamas, and they looked okay, and they smelled okay, and he tasted the pajamas, and they tasted okay, and he put in one foot, and he yawned, and he put in the other foot, and he yawned again. He put in his arm and the pajamas, and he fell fast asleep. Andrew's mother carried the principal back to the principal's office, and she took Andrew home. Then Andrew's mom made him some real perfect pajamas, and They kept Andrew as warm as toast, and even on very cold nights. And they were really perfect because they only made Andrew go to sleep when he wanted to go to sleep. And the principal, well, he's still sleeping. That is pajama day. Scientific word of the day.
Scientists say catalyst. This is a material used when you've got a need for speed. A catalyst can help to start or speed up a chemical reaction. There are catalysts that work in most any place where a chemical reaction needs to get a bit faster, from your body to your car.
This day in 1947, the B.F. Goodrich Company of Akron, Ohio announced the development of a tubeless tire. That's really cool. So that was kind of the lead-in to tires that we have now. That happened on this day in 1947. Hi, pal, here to talk a little bit about your mindset. I have the power to create change. Yep. If there's something you don't like, you can come up with a way to change it. If you don't like the way something works, you have the power and the ability to figure out a way to change it. There's a lot of things that go on around our school that we have people that work to change it. We have our National Elementary Honor Society, right? They don't like that there are people without socks and underwear. They do a sock and underwear drive. They're fixing that. They're creating change. Our student council is constantly doing things. They have Make a Change Monday to help raise money to make changes, to do things better, to get things for us, all right? Our PTO helps our school make changes by raising money to let us do great things. You have so much power to create change. If you don't like the way something is, make a change. Be the change that you want to see in the world. If you think people aren't kind, be kind. That's an easy one. If you don't think people smile enough, smile, because smiling is contagious. All right, be the change that you want to see in the world because you have that power. Have that mindset. Be the change you want to see in the world. Scientist of the day is Archimedes. Archimedes lived 287 BC to 212 BC. He founded the science of mechanics and hydrostatistics, calculated pi precisely, devised the law of exponents, created new geometrical proofs, invented numerous ingenious mechanical devices, and he developed Archimedes' principle of why boats or objects float. This is Archimedes, our scientist. It's all about Archimedes. So, Archimedes' principle is how we explain how boats float. So in the simplest terms, right, it states when a body or a boat is partially or completely immersed in water, it experiences an apparent loss in weight that is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the boat sinking in. So this also explains why you float in water or don't sink all to the bottom, right? Are you able to float in the pool? Well, that's Archimedes' principle because your weight is displacing the water, and that's how Archimedes' principle works. Now check out this video to give us a little bit more of a demonstration.
Topic, Archimedes' Principle. Why do ships float? Good question. Give me minimum 5 years to unravel its mystery. All right, don't bother. To answer this question, we need to understand Archimedes' Principle. Archimedes' Principle states that an object partly or fully immersed in a liquid experiences an upward force called buoyant force, which is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by it.
Oh man, it is too complicated.
Okay, wait, I'll explain. A ship has a long and wide base due to which the amount and the weight of water displaced by it increases. Now, according to Archimedes' Principle, the buoyant force is equal to the weight of displaced liquid. Hence, as the weight of displaced water increases, the buoyant force, that is, the upward force exerted by the water, increases, making the ship float.
Friends, I hope you enjoyed that episode of Prince iPal Science. Hey, have a great rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow. Ta-ta for now.